Hey guys, this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and this is my very late June update of my NES Complete Collection Chronicles. So last month, instead of an update video, what I actually did was a collection video, and I showed you all 400 games that I currently had in my collection. Tried to get through as quick as possible, but I know the video ended up being extremely long. Anyways, that means this month I've got all last month's pickups and all of June's pickups to show you as well, so that's a lot of games. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible and show you where I stand as of June. First up is a game I'm actually very excited to finally have, and surprisingly I didn't have in my collection, and that's the original Mario Brothers arcade. Now, I know this probably isn't a very hard game to find, but for some reason it just eluded me for a very long time. And actually, I'm going to probably try to insert a picture right here and show you. This game was actually in pretty hard shape when I originally picked it up. I had a lot of marker all over it. But luckily, I used the fabulous Magic Eraser that I saw in Rue from Clan of the Grey Wolf's cleaning video, and also Billy used it in his Double Dragon Battletoads cleaning video. So anyways, Mario Brothers Arcade, something I'm very excited to have in my collection. Barker Bill's Trick Shooting, a game I'm very excited to have. I actually recently saw Eric from Let's Get do a review of this when he was doing his NES Gun series. So anyways, I really love Zapper games, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates. Oh, I was waiting to say this again. Bring me Peter Pan! I know that's from Hook, but can't help it. Bring me Peter Pan! Section Z. I love that classic Konami background for their games. I'd love to have one of those boxes in my collection. Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. So now I have 1, 2, 3, ABC, and the duo game, ABC and 1, 2, 3. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of play out of these. Actually, I have this game complete in box thanks to the good people at Netherworld Collectible, but I just can't reach the box right now. This is a game, but I don't even know if you can really call it a game. Videomation. This, again, came from Netherworld Collectibles, and I have it complete in box. Trog by Acclaim. Funny thing about this is, actually, one of the people that followed me on Facebook wrote me and told me that this was actually one of his favorite games growing up. It's an Acclaim game. I'm not a big fan of Acclaim. Like most people will talk about, LJN was the worst company ever. I think Acclaim might be right up there. But anyways, Trog by Acclaim. It's a fun game. Frankenstein, The Monster Returns. Uncommon game. Wait a minute, I'm trying to wean off that stuff. It's trademarked in my books by the Game Chaser, so now I say non-common game. And the Wisdom Tree game that I was missing from my collection. My collection is complete without all the Wisdom Tree games. Bible Adventures. So now I have Bible Adventures, Exodus, and King of Kings. I think that's everything. I'm not sure. I'd have to check my list again. But anyways, I'm excited to add Bible Adventures to my collection. Again, I don't know how much I'll actually play this. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. That's horrible. Anyways, how can you not sing about this game? Dragon Warrior 4, I was so excited to find these. Over the course of the last year, these have really started to shoot up in price, especially Dragon Warrior 3 and Dragon Warrior 4, so I found this at a really good price. I actually found this at a collectible store in Grand Falls, Windsor when I was driving back across Newfoundland called Buzz on John's. And I was so surprised when I saw it that I absolutely had to have it. It was at a good price, and luckily I now have Dragon Warrior 4 in my collection. So I am only Dragon Warrior 3 away from having all the Dragon Warrior games finally there. I've already finished this game, actually. This is known as Dragon Warrior 4 Realms of Reverie, I do believe. I know I've got that wrong already. Probably. But I finished this on the DS there a couple of years ago. It was a really, really fun game, really interesting. And the NES version actually holds up pretty well as well. Mighty Bomb Jack. It's a fun game, but it's one of the ones where I play it and I think, well, this is a really early NES release. It's okay. I don't know if it's going to be one that's going to end up in my permanent rotation, but anyways, Mighty Bomb Jack, a game I surprisingly didn't already have. I love my wife. She's constantly on the lookout for games for me, and she came across Fisher-Price I Can Remember. So now I have this in my collection, and according to Nintendo Age, actually this is not a common game, so anyways, she got it for $2. I'm excited to have it, and I want to say thank you so much, Lara. I really appreciate you putting up with everything I do. I usually add a video on the end where I say thank you, but just want to say thank you again. I love you. Supercars. Well, it's a racing game. Not a big fan of racing games on the NES, outside of probably RC Pro-Am, but hey, I'll give it a try, and I don't think this is a very common game either, but correct me if I'm wrong. Digger T Rock. Not a big fan of the Milton Bradley games. We'll see if this is any different. Krusty's Funhouse. I've had a lot of experience with this game on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, but never played the NES version, so I'm excited to try that out, and I'm excited to finally get all the Simpsons games off the map. I think I just need Bart vs. Radioactive Man, and I think that's everything. Wayne Gretzky's Hockey on the NES. The funny thing about this game is, I've actually seen this game for years sealed, complete in box, at Zellers, which is a department store that just recently closed here in Canada, and for some reason they always had old games that just leave on the shelf. Like I'm talking about in the PlayStation 2 era, this was still on the shelf, brand new, and here's the kicker, they never dropped the price. They constantly wanted $80 for this, which is what they charged when this first came out. $80 for Wayne Gretzky's Hockey, complete in box. I wouldn't pay $80 for it now, but anyways, Zellers eventually closed down, and I'm really hoping I can get around and try to find out where their stock went, because I'd love to find it. One of the cool things is, I know this isn't Nintendo related, but actually a pile of my Virtual Boy games actually came from Zellers, and I bought them $5 a piece, brand new in box, and I haven't even opened some of them yet. This is a game I first heard about in a great Pat the NES Punk review on Captain America and the Avengers. It's based off an arcade game, but the NES port is completely different, and I've actually played it a bit, and it's a fun game. Is it a great game? Probably not considered to be a great game, but a fun game nonetheless, and one that I'll definitely pick up and put into my NES on a regular rotation, just for fun. I love the Avengers movie. This one's okay. I love playing as Captain America and Hawkeye, so I'm having fun with it. Nightshade, finally. So excited to finally have Nightshade in my collection. I know a lot of people think it's a bad game, but a lot of people think it's a great game, and I want a chance to explore it and judge for myself. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. So excited to finally have a copy of Darkwing Duck. I know this is a Mega Man clone, or so to speak, a Mega Man clone, but it's actually a great game, and surprisingly, it's very, very challenging. Like, I've been playing this game non-stop since I've got it, and I've only beaten the bridge stage once. Quackerjack, I think the name of the boss is. Man, oh man, the level design, the boss design really for Quackerjack is incredible, and I can see this is going to be the kind of game that I play over and over again, and I'm just going to constantly have to get a little bit better as I go along. And that's the true test for me for a great NES game. I don't want something I can just plow through and finish on the first try. I want something that's going to pique my interest, challenge me, but at the same time it's still fun and doesn't turn me away to say, this game's horrible, because it's so hard. Darkwing Duck is definitely one of those fun games that I'm going to keep coming back to. I think that's everything. Wait a minute, let me check in this bag here on the floor. And finally, Felix the Cat. A little while ago when I did my top 10 NES games, and also when I did my NES collection video last month, everybody told me, what? You don't have Felix the Cat in your collection? You absolutely have to get Felix the Cat. And they mentioned the Mike Matei video. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen the Mike Matei video. I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff outside of James' stuff. I watched some of it, but I didn't see the video on underrated NES games. And I've played this, and he's right, it is an underrated NES game. The gameplay is a lot of fun. It's a little easy for people that are experienced with NES games. Like, I can plow through the first couple levels very easily. The only stages I don't like are the actual stages when you're actually flying. You're either on the umbrella, or the plane, or the weird balloon thing. I just find them extremely cheap, but the rest of the game is a cakewalk. The thing that I don't like is I don't really like the graphical style of the game. Like, I don't like the visual presentation. To me, it's like a cheap visual presentation. Kind of reminds me of, like, the kids. I know I'm probably going to make a lot of people angry here. How dare I say against Mike Matei. I'm not going against him. This is a fun game. It's just, I don't think it's everything that people are cracking it up to be. that's just my opinion. Anyways, rising price. I grabbed this one off eBay, which is something I usually don't do. I don't buy any games off eBay, but I was concerned I wouldn't be able to find a copy, and that by the time I did get around to finally buying it, it was going to be gone crazy in price. Another game like that would be Contraforce, a game I still don't own. Actually, Nate from the Thrift Builders mentioned to me last year, you should do a review on Contraforce. So I was like, okay, I'll find a copy. And they were like $40 on eBay, buy it now. Now they're up over 100, so man, really regret not buying it when I did. But I'm glad I grabbed Felix the Cat when I did, because it's definitely worth the money I paid for it, and a great addition to my NES collection. So for those of you who've been following along, that's 20 new games, which brings my total up to 420. Still having a lot of fun collecting for the NES. It's becoming challenging to find games, but somehow I'm finding a way. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time. Forgot to mention, this is a Hudson Soft game. Have I ever told you how much I loved Hudson Soft? Everything they do is incredible, especially my beloved TurboGrafx 16. Hudson Soft. See that logo right there? It's a winner.